Hey, I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Um, Yesterday, you should have chosen your text to analyze whether or not it was song lyrics or a poem. But you should have chosen that yesterday and completed the graphic organizer. If you did not do that yesterday, you cannot move on to today's lesson. So you'll need to go back and do yesterday's before you complete today's. All right, so today is the fun part. So this should be a more creative process for you and should be more fun. So let me just shrink this up here so I'm in the corner and you can see my screen. So yesterday I modeled for you how to fill out the graphic organizer with your information from whatever poem or song you chose. So you're going to take that and you're going to use that today to create your slides. Now, I have already created your sample slides for you. So these are just your basic slides, and it starts with the grading rubric, okay? And it has all the different slides on it that I'm going to show you here in a minute that I have already created for my sample poem. You then can, once you get your information in there, you can do different designs. You can choose different colors. You can animate, put your images in, okay? And I did put places in here where it says paste a photo, then delete this. So, be creative with this. Take your time and make it important to you because you chose this song or poem because you enjoyed it or liked it. So, really take some time, look on Google, find some good images that, represent your song in a lot of different ways, and then go ahead and be creative with the presentation. So I'm going to show you now my example. Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning. So I chose, this background. I don't know why, it just kind of reminds me of a sky. On the front page, I want you to leave the grading rubric there because I'm probably going to go ahead and grade it right on this rubric, okay? So let's go ahead. The first slide, you're going to see that's where you're going to put, or I guess it's really the second slide, that's where you're going to put your lyrics or your poem, okay? And so I went ahead and I put that, I copied and pasted it. And the best way that I found was to do it in like 3 different text boxes. So play around with it a little bit. If it's a longer song like this one, you might have to put in numerous text boxes, okay? If it's a shorter poem, it will not be as difficult. The next slide has my song form. So this song has 55 lines and 15 stanzas, and that came directly from my graphic organizer, okay? This is, like I said, the fun part. Then I got to add that picture in there. I put a firework in there. Rhyme pattern and repetition. So here I said that stanzas 2, 5, 9, 10, and 13 have rhymes, and the pattern is inconsistent. So thin, in, light, night, glow, no, light, night, you, through. So I didn't just write it here. I actually pasted in a section of the text and I highlighted the examples, okay? Repetition, what repeats, okay? And then I actually I wrote it or typed it into the bullet right here, and I said, well, this is found in stanzas 6, 7, 11, 12, 14, and 15. And if you look at the last screen that I had up there, or the first screen, I did highlight those in a different color. You don't have to do that. I chose to do that, okay? So let's see here. What else do we have? Let's see if I can get this to move. There we go. The next slide, type of poem. Well, this isn't a poem. Well, it is. It's a poem, but it's not a specific type, okay? This poem does not fall into any of the types of poem categories neatly. I know that it's not a free verse because it does have rhyme and rhythm. It is mostly quatrains. So if I had to pick a type of poem to call it, I would label it as a quatrain. Remember, your quatrain has the 4 lines. 11 of the 15 stanzas are written in quatrains. Now, you may choose a song that isn't even written in quatrains. So you may have to say that it doesn't fall in to any type of the poems categories, but does it have rhythm? Does it have rhyme? Do you know it's not a free verse? Okay. And then I gave an example of the quatrain down here, the 4 lines that, of course, are repeated. Okay. So, you know, it's always nice to give examples of what you're talking about. Then we have the figurative language slides. And of course, these are coming right from the graphic organizer. Here is the actual piece of text. And then this is the meaning that came from my graphic organizer. And then, of course, I put some images on here to help with imagery. What do I imagine? Okay. Metaphor, again, directly from the graphic organizer. I took my information and I highlighted it here, and then I put in what it means, okay? And then, of course, I had to have the fireworks down there because that's the metaphor of comparing a person to a firework. The hyperbole, okay? Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. Again, you don't have to include hyperboles. That's, you know, an exaggeration. But if you have any that you'd like to include, you may do that, okay? Then I have onomatopoeia, the boom, boom, boom part. Again, I just took the information from my graphic organizer and I put it into an easy to read and visual presentation here, okay? Then finally, we're going to write a little bit about the theme. What is the theme in our opinion, okay? And why, okay? So I kind of explained here that the poet-songwriter is telling us we all have potential inside of us waiting to be discovered. Be willing to take that chance to make our world a beautiful place. And then I have a picture of what I think, you know, potential it looks like, you know, okay? So anything that you think is what your theme is like. And then, of course, the last slide here, why I love this song. This song reminds us that we all have our own unique beauty to add to the world, just like fireworks. We're all individuals. We need to believe in our abilities and share our talents with the world. So this is just a little bit of why I chose this song. I think it's an inspirational song, and that's what I wrote here, okay? And that is the end of my song presentation, okay? So let me exit out of that. And now I'd like to show you my example for a poem. So here is my poem example, okay? Again, a different background, and I started with the rubric again, okay? And I chose If I Can Stop One Heart from Breaking, and this is a poem that we used the other day in class. So this is by Emily Dickinson. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. Okay, so 7 lines, 1 stanza. This is a shorter poem, right? The rhyme scheme, I put the whole poem here and then I highlighted the rhyme scheme and I actually gave it letters, right? Breaking and aching, vain, pain, robin, again, and vain. These are near rhymes and you can include those, okay? Pictures, there's no repetition here, okay? Type of poem. Again, this one does not neatly fall into any of the types of poems categories. And it does not have free verse because it is not free verse because it has rhythm and it has rhyme, okay? So I just went ahead and posted the poem down there. Figurative language. There's not as much in this poem. There's an idiom, if I can stop one heart from breaking. This means a person's heart's not literally breaking. Their hopes and dreams may be crushed though, okay? So that's what you always want to put your explanation in. Or help one fainting robin unto his nest again. This is a metaphor. It's not really meaning that. It means you can't completely help a person who has just hit a rough spot in their life and are just down, depressed, or frustrated, okay? So sometimes your metaphors are going to be a little hidden in there. And then, of course, the theme of this poem is that you should not only live thinking about yourself, but how you can and should help others. Why I love this poem focuses on helping others. I love the message of kindness along with its appealing rhythm and rhyme. And so then I put in this picture that I think is a really nice picture to kind of portray this poem, okay? So this is the end of the poetry analysis that I have done as an example for you. So my hope is that you go back and you watch them again if you have questions or you're concerned about what you're to do, okay? You are only to pick one. You do not need to do two. Only choose one. You choose song lyrics or a poem, okay? And then you're going to use the slides that I attach here to the assignment, and you can create any kind of design or patterns that you want that kind of go along with your poem. And then you're going to go ahead and create your analysis. We are going to work on this today and again on Thursday when we're in class, and then I'll see where everybody is. I'm thinking that by the end of class on Thursday, these should be completed, okay? We'll see where we're at.
English, reading, FCSA music, you're dismissed.
Alrighty, so guys, again, reach out to me if you have questions or concerns, and I will see you on Thursday in class. Hopefully you'll have some of this panned out. If it's not completely done, I'm going to give you class time on Thursday to complete this portion. But you need to have the graphic organizer completed, and you should be at least starting on some of your slides. Okay? I will see you in class on Thursday.